In 2018, I was finishing up college and thinking about what I wanted to do for my career, for a living. I played college baseball, and once I didn't get drafted, and the reality of the real world was starting to hit me. I had to figure out where my pivot was going to be and what industry I wanted to pursue a career in. And so I saw a stat that said 90% of millionaires became millionaires because of real estate. And so I wanted to get into real estate in any which way possible. Because of that, I ended up getting into leasing, being a leasing consultant in an apartment building, and then I worked into wholesaling. From there, I was getting my real estate license at the time because I knew I just wanted to learn everything I could about real estate. So, what else came with that? Well, watching Million Dollar Listing. If you guys have ever seen Million Dollar Listing, was the one with Million Dollar Listing LA specifically. Growing up in Los Angeles, I was fascinated with the architecture out here. I loved everyone on that show and who they represented. And even better that I got to meet them, become close with them, work with a lot of them as well. Ryan Serhant, Josh Altman, Flag, etc., Tracy Tudor. But the thing is that now real estate agents are truly getting scammed. I looked up to these people who had fame, right? That were in the real estate industry because it seemed like they had a skill. It was so cool going to multi-million dollar houses, working with people who you'd see and would really represent success in your eyes, right? Well, now I open up TikTok and you don't have five famous agents or five famous people in the real estate industry. It's literally everyone. I can scroll and see one lady in her 40s that's selling an ebook on what to do when you're a new agent, how to generate leads in your first 90 days. Well, it's because it all works. It all kind of works because it's so flashy. You really feel like you can do it, and you can do it. Anyone can do anything that they set their mind to, but the reality is most people in this world are genuinely lazy and will not put in the actual effort that it takes to build a six-figure business that you can in real estate. But then also with the market and the economy and how different everything is now compared to what it was 10 years ago, things have definitely changed in the world. Millennials and Gen Z are kind of getting screwed. It's just our reality. We can't really listen to the advice of boomers and in regards to how they built up their careers, their businesses. But I digress and I go off tangent and off topic. Real estate was just looking at who were the big dogs in the industry. There was only a handful, and even now, though the handful are still just growing and growing, it's because it takes many years to build that traction in this industry, unless you are actually famous, like those five realtors on Million Dollar Listing. Well, now you scroll, you see some 40-year-old saying that they've built this following this brand, so you should do what they do. You see another 23-year-old who said he sold $1 billion worth of real estate and you want to follow him. Then you find another 28-year-old who's selling a cold calling course on how to generate leads. It's just, who do you even trust these days? Who's actually doing it? Who's done it? If you're in real estate, I know when I started, I bought every course possible. This was 2018, 2019. You probably could name a guru in the industry. I've bought their course. I've joined their program. I've had conversations with them. Maybe even I became friends with a few of them, but I've gone through everything that one can go through in the industry. Well, what actually matters is doing what works for you specifically. What works for you to actually benefit your life, give you that balance, and whether that's actually diving into sales or not. Maybe you step into the property management side of things. Maybe you step into the investment side of things. Maybe you step into the videography sides of things. Well, I've delved into all of these industries and have strong relationships within all of the people in these industries now within real estate because of what I've actually done in it. And that's build a format that works for me over time, that's repeatable and evergreen. That's house tours, which you still can do today, and people are doing. And the algorithms change. What happens in the algorithm constantly changes. But now everyone's trying to sell you the dream. Still, that's always going to be a business model in itself. Is somebody trying to sell you the dream, which is, I mean, in general, sales is selling the outcome to people and what they want to have happen in their lives. They want to have this successful career, and wearing a suit in a multi-million dollar house does represent success in our eyes because we've been conditioned to think that over time. But if you actually want to become someone that's known in your market, you're not going to read a script that ChatGPT has made for you. Nobody is going to trust that. That's why I'm just entirely rambling off the top of my head here, because that is the only way that people will actually feel like they can trust you in any direction. Maybe I just spend too much time on these platforms seeing what other people are doing in the space, in the real estate industry, within these marketing agencies, within these lead generation agencies, to where I know and I can see right through every single person. I know how everyone's business model works at this point, and it's just so fascinating to me how real estate agents are all getting scammed. I feel like, you know how they say it's the 80-20 principle? I do think it's the 98-2 or even the 99-1 right now in real estate. What do you guys think? Because 99, and so I'll explain that. 99% of the business is done by 1% of the agents. I think that's true. If you're looking on your local MLS and you're scrolling through each listing, do you see the same agent pop up, the same five agents? Well, going back to the $1 million listing aspect, it's those five agents that have built up their strong brands, their careers. These guys don't even have to do much work anymore because of their name. They just get slapped on a listing. So it's very different now, especially with how we are being sold, or Gen Z, millennials are being sold things by everyone based off of scrolling on social media. And if you are i- on TikTok, which you are, I'm sure, that's how you can build your own authentic brand, but by actually speaking your truth, your your personality will shine if you just speak on the camera. And you can see I'm fumbling my words a little bit, but that's just part of the game. That's part of building an authentic, real personal brand. And that's why I've built out this channel to build effortless influence. You have to just throw yourself out there, which I have been. I've made 3,000 videos myself, built over a million followers on these platforms with a format that has worked over the last 7 years. And that's with house tours. And I've been very well known in this space because of it. And you guys can too, without being sold the dream and then going into all of these agencies and trying to see what works, which I've been through, like I said in the beginning. But it is just such a fascinating time also because short form content has only been around for what, 5, 6 years maybe now, just prior to 2020. And we don't even realize what it's doing to our subconscious, our minds, our mental health. I know we might see some statistics here and there, but we truly don't have the in depth data yet in how we're being conditioned to think a certain type of way and what's working. You know, also, one thing I heard just off topic a little bit is that Claude was their new update was created by 80% of Claude's own coding. So Claude updated itself in a way. Think about that. Where are we going to be with AI when they can just make, and already it's happening, where you can just see a reel on your For You page and completely telling you exactly what you want to hear just so that you buy into something that you maybe didn't even want to, or didn't think that you have any use with it, but just because they know what you want based on a few things you've told your computer or spoken to your phone, because they are listening, obviously, if you didn't know, that it will make an entire business around just selling you solely. Now, that's just a little bit off topic, but that makes sense to me and where this is all headed, because maybe my feeds are messed up because I am just sick of seeing new agents in the comments, new people who are trying to get into real estate, 18-year-olds saying, I'm so excited. I've just quit nursing school and I'm now becoming a real estate agent. Well, why? Why do you want to become a real estate agent? Like, is it just because you're sold the dream and you can get a 30K check instantly just like that without blinking an eye? Well, that's really not the case unless you put in consistent effort and try to become a name, try to become known, try to become someone that's looked up to, and then also putting in the effort in terms of your sales skills every day. But then also, you could be the best salesperson, you could be the best, you could be the most famous, but then in the end, the market will dictate your success, and also your long-term relationships will dictate that success, because it's just about who you know and the schmoozing of it. So don't be sold on these lead gen tactics by all these marketing gurus and download their ebooks just because they want to put you on their newsletter, to where then they can cultivate the relationship with you over time, and then you are always thinking of them top of mind once it comes down to who you want to get coaching from. Not to say that coaching and mentorship is bad, because it is very important to get coaching, and the right coaching, from someone that you actually look up to. But make sure you actually have vetted what they do, what they've done, before you just dive right in. Because anyone can do what they want in this world at this time right now. But Gen Z does have a disadvantage because they are just getting sold everything. And because they're naive, if you are a teenager right now or in your early 20s, you've never lived through a time where we weren't able to serve our ideal client profile anything we want. And that's in terms of the hooks, and that's in terms of just a few sentences. You got a landing page your direction. There's a lot more that you guys don't realize. You are getting scammed when you are just getting involved in an industry, let's say, real estate specifically, and you're getting sold on the dream. It's always been selling people on the outcome. Think about any product that you use. You want better skin, so you use good skincare. You want better style, so you wear nicer shoes. They're always selling you the outcome of what you want to be involved and known as. But you got to think about what direction you're going once you do a certain thing. But at this point, I'm kind of rambling, but all in all, real estate agents are truly getting scammed these days, and I see it all over my feeds. My algorithm might be messed up, but you got to just get past all of the noise and just stay in your lane. Figure out what you're good at. Know your own avatar. And that's what Alex Hormozy says. If you don't listen to him, highly suggest it. He is the guru of all gurus, but has actually done it. He is the GOAT, as you would say, in the business world. But he knows what he's talking about when it comes to figure out who you are, be as self-aware as possible, and then because of the pain that you've been through and what skills you've actually developed over your life, and you have some because if you're here standing today, you've done something productive and have accomplished something in your life. And because of that, what you've been through, the skills you've developed, figure out what you can be good at in this industry, what you are good at and what you will be good at for a long time, whether that's sales or whether that's something else. Investing, architecture, interior design, there are many directions to go, but I just hate seeing that people are selling real estate agents on the dream and then attracting them into their EXP group or Real Group or LPT. You guys get the gist. If you're in the industry, you know. And there's a bad stigma in the industry entirely right now, and I'm deeply in it. I know thousands of people in it. I talk to professionals every single day about what's going on right now. So it's very interesting to me, but that's just what I wanted to say. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.